What if I told you that a country with 95% desert just became one of the world's most powerful economies? And they did it by breaking every traditional rule in the book. Show shocking before-after footage of Saudi transformation. This story will blow your mind because what Saudi Arabia is doing right now could change the entire global economy forever. And most people have no idea it's happening. Stick around until the end, because I'm going to reveal the one shocking thing that could make this entire trillion-dollar plan collapse overnight. When you think Saudi Arabia, you probably think oil, luxury cars, and endless deserts, right? Well, prepare to have your mind completely blown. Because this desert kingdom just launched the most insane economic transformation in human history. We're talking about a $1.3 trillion gamble that could either make them the most powerful nation on Earth or lead to spectacular failure. Today, we're diving deep into Saudi Arabia's money secrets that the mainstream media won't tell you. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is your gateway to understanding global money moves before they happen. The origin story. Let's rewind to 1932. Picture this: scattered Arab tribes, endless farmland, and absolutely nothing suggesting this would become an economic powerhouse. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was officially born, unifying the regions of Hijaz and Najd. Back then, their banking system was literally just foreign banks and money changers. That's it. But then came 1937, the discovery that changed everything. Black gold, the oil, buried deep beneath that worthless desert sand. But here's what's crazy. It took them until 1952 to create their first real financial institution, SAMA, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Agency. Think of it as their version of the Federal Reserve, but with a Middle Eastern twist. This is where the story gets really interesting. The banking revolution. Fast forward to today, and Saudi Arabia has pulled off something absolutely incredible. They've built a banking system that perfectly balances ancient Islamic principles with cutting-edge fintech innovation. We're talking about 37 licensed banks, local, foreign, and fully digital. Here's a stat that'll shock you. 74% of Saudi adults have bank accounts. That's higher than many developed countries. But wait, it gets better. According to the International Monetary Fund, Saudi banks are among the most resilient in the world. They're profitable, well-capitalized, and can weather economic storms that would destroy other banking systems. How is this possible in a desert kingdom? The secret sauce? They've created a hybrid model that respects Islamic banking laws while embracing digital transformation. Mobile banking, cryptocurrency exploration, fintech startups, they're doing it all. But banking is just the foundation. The real money story is about to get absolutely wild. The oil empire. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: oil. Saudi Arabia doesn't just have oil, they have the second largest oil reserves on the planet. We're talking about 30% of their entire GDP and over half of their government revenue coming from this black liquid gold. They're not just sitting on it, they're the world's largest oil exporter. But here's the plot twist that changes everything. Oil won't last forever, and Saudi leadership knows it. Enter the most audacious economic plan in modern history. In 2016, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the global economy: Vision 2030. This isn't just a plan, it's a complete economic revolution. $1.3 trillion. Let me repeat that. $1.3 trillion is being invested to transform Saudi Arabia from an oil-dependent kingdom into a diversified economic superpower. Real estate, tourism, financial services, public infrastructure, they're rebuilding their entire economy from the ground up. And then they announce something that sounds like pure science fiction. Neom, the impossible city, the line, a completely new city built from scratch near the Red Sea. Over $500 billion just for this one project. Well, construction has already begun. Saudi Arabia reckons with its costly mega projects as $500 billion. The line is reviewed. The financial strategy behind all of this is absolutely genius. The tax strategy, genius. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Saudi Arabia has no personal income tax, but they're not giving away free money. They've created a brilliant tax structure with sales taxes, corporate taxes, and social security contributions. And get this, in 2017, they even added sin taxes on junk food and sugary drinks to combat obesity. They're literally using taxation to improve public health while funding their economic transformation. Meanwhile, their financial regulation is tighter than Fort Knox. Anti-money laundering laws, counter-fraud frameworks, consumer protection rules, investment fraud prevention. SAMA and the Capital Market Authority watch every transaction like hawks. But here's where things get really interesting about Saudi society. The population paradox. Saudi Arabia has about 17 million working people. But here's the kicker. Over 10 million are foreign workers, mostly from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. But wait, there's a shocking financial behavior that nobody talks about. Saudi household saving rate is just 1.6%. That's among the lowest in the entire world. Compare that to India at 20% and China at 36%. Where does their money go instead? Stock market investments, real estate, and Sharia-compliant products like Sukuk Islamic bonds? But here's the problem. Only 30% of Saudi adults are financially literate. That's a ticking time bomb in a rapidly changing economy. And speaking of ticking time bombs, the massive risks. Vision 2030 is ambitious, but Saudi Arabia faces some serious challenges. Geopolitical tensions, they're in one of the world's most volatile regions. Cybersecurity threats, digital transformation brings digital risks, climate challenges, desertification, and water scarcity are getting worse. Youth unemployment, a growing problem in a young population. And the biggest risk of all? The oil clock is ticking. Every day, the world moves closer to renewable energy. Every electric car sold, every solar panel installed, every wind turbine spinning is a threat to their traditional revenue model. So the trillion-dollar question is, the verdict: will Vision 2030 become the greatest economic transformation in modern history? Or will it be remembered as the most expensive failed experiment ever? Here's what I think. Saudi Arabia is betting everything on innovation, diversification, and global relevance beyond oil. It's a young country with old wealth, trying to build a future that doesn't depend on fossil fuels. The stakes couldn't be higher. If they succeed, they'll prove that any economy can reinvent itself with enough vision and investment. If they fail, it'll be a cautionary tale about the dangers of putting all your eggs in one futuristic basket. But here's what you need to know. This transformation will impact global markets, oil prices, renewable energy adoption, and international investment flows for decades to come. Want to stay ahead of these massive economic shifts? Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon, because I'm tracking every development in this trillion-dollar transformation. Drop a comment below. Do you think Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 will succeed or fail? I read every single comment and often feature the best insights in future videos. And if this video opened your eyes to Saudi Arabia's economic revolution, share it with someone who needs to understand what's really happening in global finance. The Desert Kingdom isn't standing still, and neither should your financial knowledge. Until next time, keep following the money.